In this video, I am keeping it real. I always strive to share such helpful, actionable tips for ways that we as busy, hardworking moms can get it all done and keep it all together. But the reality is that, as I shared in last week's video, I am struggling. I am just all over the place, and my work-life balance is so off. I have both been working so hard every chance I get and can't separate myself mentally from my many jobs. But then home life has been crazy. And, as a mom of 4 young kids, I am needed at home and I want to be there for my 4 young boys. I want to be the most incredible mom, and that is not how I am feeling. So I am just gonna kind of throw this out here that I know what to do. I know the things that would make my life run more smoothly. I know the things that I need to have in place. And so I want to just kind of walk you through where I want to be, how I'm going to get there. But ultimately, again, just really kind of put myself out and show this side of my life. You can see that I'm not wearing makeup today. My desk is a mess. I usually get this all cleaned up before I film. I usually throw on something nice and try and look more presentable, but I am just exhausted. I have been going so hard for so long. And I've mentioned this before, but the really great irony is that I started Solutions for Simplicity because I had lived through so many very challenging years trying to balance work with motherhood, and I knew I didn't have it all figured out. But at the time I started Solutions for Simplicity in late 2019, I had genuinely simplified my life. I had really figured out a lot of things that had made a tremendous difference, not just in terms of my mental and emotional health, which was so key, given that I had previously struggled with very severe postpartum depression and gotten suicidal. I've shared that story elsewhere. I'll link it in the description if you want more of the backstory. But I had gone through that and overcome that. And then I had, more importantly, implemented such key systems for planning, prioritizing, time management, really using my time as efficiently as possible to get so much done. And for a while, it seemed like everything was running pretty smoothly. I was feeling like I had my day job as an academic professor down. I was on a good track to get tenure, which thankfully I did get. But my job is very stressful, high demand, a lot of pressure, especially to publish. And then, as a professor, I'm teaching, so I'm just really on call for students all of the time. And there are inevitably very stressful times of the semester. It's like, it's so crazy. And I love that job. I'm so grateful for it. It really has been an incredible way that I have been able to pursue my career callings while also have a family. But point is that things were going pretty well. And then the pandemic hit. And then I had a 4th baby, and here I am, right? 3.5 years after starting my business. And the very sad reality is that my life is almost more complicated now than it ever was, precisely because of this business, because I started Solutions for Simplicity and I'm so passionate about it. I have so much I want to do and so much I want to share, and things are starting to take off. It is starting to gain traction, and I'm so blessed. This is so awesome, but it's that much more of my time, right? And it makes work-life balance that much more of a challenge or a struggle. So I am struggling. I have so many big things going on for my academic job, which is a full-time thing. And the nature of that job, let me know if you have a similar kind of career, but the blessing is that it can be done pretty much any time. I'm not restricted to certain hours. I mean, I do work 40 hours a week, but they don't have to be set hours in the office, clock in, clock out, right? So thank goodness I really can do my work anytime that works for me, which enables me to reschedule things if I have a day where my kid's school is closed or a child gets sick or something, right? I can get my work done late at night, in the evening, or on the weekends, or whenever, however, as opposed to something that was more strict and formal in terms of having to be at the office all of these certain hours. I only have to be there when I'm teaching, and then I get a million times more done from home and on my own schedule. But the curse, if you will, the major downside of that career is that there is always something that could or should be done. And so from the beginning, right, before I ever even had kids, it was really, really hard to know where to draw the line, where to clock out for the day, when to turn my mind off and set things aside and instead focus on my house and my husband and myself. And now that I have 4 kids in the mix, oh my goodness, it's just so hard because I want to be so fully present with them. And yet I have a million things on my mind of big deadlines coming up and work tasks or committee responsibilities, student needs, pressure coming down from on high, right? To do all of these miscellaneous things. And it just really makes it hard for me to be the mom I want to be at home, right? I think one other really important thing to add here is that as a working mom, I am always using my days off for the days that my kid's school is closed or somebody is sick or the weather's bad and there's some unexpected event, right? So I am really struggling because for years, I never feel like I can truly take a day off for myself, a day to do nothing, a day to go to the doctor, go to the dentist, go get a massage or go to the chiropractor or even just take a nap. Like I am just dreaming of all of these things that I want or need to do, things that I have been putting on hold and that are really bad to be neglecting because my physical health matters and I'm not taking care of myself because every time I take a day off of work for my kids, I have that much more work to catch up on when I come back. My job doesn't end. And so yes, I can shuffle it around and do it at different times, but nobody else can do these things for me. It's not the kind of job where if I'm not there, the stuff still gets done. I'm the only one that can really do the course prep and teach my classes. I'm the only one that can write my research. I'm the only one that can do, I don't know. I am way too tired and stressed out. But if you are a mom and you can relate, if you are so exhausted from feeling not just the mental load of everything that runs a household and keeps your family going, but also then the stress of using your time off for everyone else but yourself, please let me know in the comments if you can relate. And then I've added in like a whole other full-time job trying to be an entrepreneur and a business owner and a YouTuber, productivity coach. I love solutions for simplicity. I feel more than ever that this is a major way that I just want to serve those around me, that I want to share everything I know. I want to help you free up more time for who and what you love. But darned if I have not been taking my own advice. I have always kind of struggled to sleep ever since having kids. I've been up multiple times a night. My first son didn't sleep through the night till he was well over 2 years old. As a nursing mom, I'm up multiple times, and then even until they're, I'm like my fourth son now is 9 months old, and I know I could have him sleeping through the night, but because of traveling and daycare and so many other hard things, point is he's still getting up 2 or 3 times a night. And it's very easy for me to stay up way too late doing the classic, I'm just gonna lay here and scroll through my phone, kind of decompress, and next thing I know, I've been on Instagram for an hour and a half and it's 11 o'clock and I should have gone to bed 2 hours ago. Or stay up late working to edit my YouTube videos so I can get more content out for you, trying to deliver products and come up with new ideas or plan launches and big things coming up in the future. Like, wow, my brain is just always spinning with ideas for my business. I have for a while not been prioritizing my physical health. I am not exercising. I sometimes would get up early in the morning to try and do a few things then because I know that I'm a much better person when I exercise first thing in the day. It just is great to have it out of the way and it makes me feel better the whole rest of the day. But again, if I'm not sleeping well and not getting enough sleep, which I haven't for so many months, it's really, really hard to get up that much earlier. And then so often I plan to get up earlier, but the baby wakes up earlier or one of my other kids gets up, or there's just so much that has to happen in the mornings before school, before work. It's really, really hard. So I have used that as an excuse. Then, weather dependent, it's hard to get myself out the door for a walk if it's it's too hot or too cold or too dark, or I have a treadmill, but I used to have some things piled on top of it that I needed to go through. I could turn on a YouTube video with a workout, but just getting that motivation has been hard. And additionally, we were traveling for much of the summer, and that really kind of put me behind. I just got way behind on my academic work and way behind where I wanted to be for Solutions for Simplicity. I shared, especially on Instagram and to my email list, that I had major computer issues over the summer, which then meant I had to spend all of my free time, which was limited since we were traveling, but all that free time trying to fix that problem and do triage to get my summer courses up and running. And oh, what a mess, right? But then I didn't get to spend the time I thought I would have for YouTube, and it broke my heart. So now that everything is kind of back on track, I'm still just reeling from feeling behind. I've got so many stacks of papers that I need to go through. I have boxes piled up over here in the corner that you can't see for the merchandise that I created in the spring that I love to sell at a few vendor events here and there. That's a new thing I started this year, and it's really exciting, but I don't know what to do with this unsold merchandise while I am waiting for it to sell either through my Etsy store or through the next vendor event. I think the next one I have is November. So anyway, there's just like stuff everywhere. And you know that when you see clutter, when you see stuff, it mentally jars you. It makes it impossible to focus. It's just interfering with your ability to get work done. And I'm struggling with that, with not having a clean, clutter-free work environment in which to focus. That's really hard. Then other forms of self-care, like, wow, I physically feel so blah. My shoulders hurt like crazy because I am always working at my computer or carrying a baby, right? And trying to do things with one hand. And so I desperately need a massage. I need to go to the chiropractor or just take a bath. And yet I always feel like I should be working, and that if I have an extra 30 minutes, right, once I get the kids to bed and get the kitchen cleaned up, if I have even just a little bit of time, I always feel this internal pressure to be working and making the most of those minutes for my business or my research, for my academic job, instead of just prioritizing my health and my sanity and taking care of myself. My diet has been terrible, and I am the first one to realize the connection between what we eat and how we feel, and thus how we perform, how productive we are. So I have so many things I have wanted to share with you, right? These great intentions for videos I will make on how to eat for productivity and how to really manage your energy levels so that you are taking care of yourself physically to then be able to focus mentally and get your work done. And I'm not doing that, right? So, thank you for listening to me ramble. All I'm trying to say is just that as a productivity coach, as someone that knows so many science-backed tools and strategies for doing it all, right? And for managing your time, for achieving work-life balance, the very hard reality is that over the last year, if not before, my own work-life balance has completely gone to crap. Everything is just all over the place. It is a really, really ugly situation right now, and I am striving to do better. So my plan of action, I've been kind of going over this in my head the last couple days. Something has got to give. Something has to change. Otherwise, I am going to fall apart. I am already having a lot of really down days. I've recognized myself falling into some of those kind of anxiety, depression circumstances. All those symptoms again are coming back. Plus, I am also dealing with the very emotional diagnosis of my mom having cancer, and I just can't even let myself think about that. I'm really in avoidance escape mode right now. I can't let myself think about that big hard thing because it is just way too emotional. So that's all the more reason why I'm throwing myself into work. It's an easy escape. I just need to take a big step back. I need to spend some time journaling and getting these thoughts out instead of letting the weight of everything just roam around in my head. I need to really feel what I'm feeling, express it, and then let it go. I need to definitely get more sleep, and I am going to start being really hard on myself. I want you to hold me accountable. I need to get in bed by 9:30 every night because inevitably I am up by 5 or 5:30 every day. And again, that's getting woken up multiple times a night. So I am going to be much stricter with myself about turning off my phone by, I'm going to say 8:30 at night, so that I have a full hour of my phone on airplane mode. I'm not texting, I'm not on Instagram, I'm not hopefully like placing a grocery order or all of those things that get pushed off till late at night when my kids are in bed and I finally have 2 free hands and a free second. Like, I'm going to have to just really be firm with myself about doing those things in short little bits of time and not getting distracted on my phone. I am proud to report that I have taken work email off of my phone because I was finding that another way my work-life balance was suffering is that I was always checking for work emails, and I was kind of excited to see if I'd gotten a response to this thing or that thing. But then I get so many other emails, so many student requests and just other things going on, right? Like committee group emails. I don't need to be checked in with all of that 24/7. So I took work email off of my phone, which means I have to be sitting down at my computer to physically check email. And that's helping because it is forcing me to respond and deal with the email in the moment instead of reading it, thinking about it, and then not taking action right then and there. And as a very negative side effect, when I had email on my phone, I would read an email even when I was like stopped at a traffic light or something, and then it wouldn't show as unread anymore, so I would kind of forget about it, and a few things slipped through the cracks. So taking work email off of my phone has been a really positive step in a good work-life balance direction. Next thing is definitely reprioritizing my family, right? And so I'm gonna strive really hard to do less on the weekends. As a working mom, I have always struggled with all of the house stuff getting shoved off to the weekends because I don't have time or energy to do it much during the week. So I'm gonna really work hard to make Saturdays the day where I'm kind of playing catch up and then finally give myself a true rest day and let Sunday be the day where I'm not scrambling. I'm not trying to do all the laundry. I'm not trying to go to the grocery store. I'm not, running around like a crazy person anymore. I really just want Sundays to be about church and family and relaxing. So all of that means then that my side business stuff, I'm going to have to be that much harder on myself, and not harder in terms of not doing it, but just really being attentive and efficient with the work I'm doing for my business when I do it. Early mornings, a little bit at night here and there maybe is okay, but I just don't have time to waste. I don't have time to be spending on things that aren't actually moving my business forward and helping me build this community with you. So I'm really motivated. It helps so much just to get this out and to think through what my problems have been and to validate that, yes, all of these things have happened. I've ended up here for very good reason. There has been so much going on in my life, and my life has changed so much since I started this business. And it's always hard just to be a working mom. It's hard to just be a mom in general, whether you work or work outside the home or not. Motherhood is never ending, right? It is such a beautiful, thankless, never ending, exhausting job. And I'm in love with it, but I realized when I made my video on Friday that my life is out of whack. I am out of balance, and I'm not being who I want to be for my husband and my kids, which is a huge warning sign. That's why I'm sharing all of this with you. If you liked this, if you have ideas for other ways we can achieve work-life balance, advice for me, I am all ears. It helps so much, I think, just to get an outside perspective. And so I love being vulnerable and sharing with you the fact that, yeah, my life is often a mess. It is crazy on the outside, sometimes feels super crazy on the inside. But I just want to motivate and inspire you that we can do this. We just have to keep moving forward. We have to accept where we are and then also take action towards making things better. Thanks again for listening. Don't forget to subscribe for weekly videos on planning, productivity, purposeful living, all things busy mom life. And I will see you back soon with another video. Have a great day.